What is up, Eternal Fruit family? Once again, your favorite podcast. We are your hosts, Alex
Adriana.
and we are glad to bring you another episode, another word from God,
Another one.
another one. Hey, shout out to DJ Khaled.
Dude, that's so like what,
Hey.
2015?
Yeah. Nah, maybe even before, no?
Dude, that's crazy.
Dang, we're old, bro.
We are.
About to be 30 this year.
Literally.
Dang.
You
Hey,
are.
but she's a year behind, so
Jeez.
enjoy your 20s, kid.
Well, about 1 year.
Yeah, no, but man, I think I'm getting more comfortable with this whole camera thing, huh? How about you?
I don't know. I still cringe at myself. I'm not going to lie.
That's because one thing I told Adriana, just stop caring, you know? That's one
Yeah.
thing I've realized, like, yeah, this year actually, like, the less I care about, like, other people's opinions, or the less I care about, like, for example, like, putting this up, right? Like, the less I care about the reactions of others, like, the easier it is to do this.
For me, it's just, I cringe at myself, bro. Like,
Nah,
I
yeah.
just cringe. And I'm like, ugh.
It is, you know, and I know there's some people, like the video I showed you I did for work.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Yeah, that one was a little rough, you know.
Just a little bit.
So I'm off topic, I guess, but we had to do we didn't have to. It was just to get points because we're doing a competition for I'm with Keller Williams, right?
His job, yeah.
And my team, we had to do, or our team, we had to do a video to get some points, right? And we were gonna talk about, or we talked about how to prepare your lawn for the summer, right? And how it brings about 25% increase in I worded that wrong, but it gives like 25% increase on your property, right? And it was 4 of us, 3 of them besides me did not feel comfortable on the camera, right? So here I go. You know what? I started a podcast with my cousin on camera finally. I'll do the intro. It was probably the most awkward. It was even more awkward than this.
Dude.
And it was shot on an Android.
No, nothing bad with Androids. Just, you know,
Yeah, I used
Android
to be
quality.
I used to swore I was gonna be Android for life.
I know.
And now I'm team iPhone.
I had one Android. Never again. I'm a huge Apple person.
Although it was cool that when you're recording you can pause it
Yeah.
and then start again. I don't know if you could do that on an iPhone.
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe TikTok or like
Hey,
Instagram.
Apple, yeah, I need to add that feature, bruh.
That is pretty cool.
If it's not there, I don't know. I'm not a camera guy.
Yeah, I don't think it's there, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But today,
Yes, now let's get back on topic.
what are we talking about today, Adriana?
Today we're gonna be talking about discipline.
I know it's a little tough, you know. I'm getting better at it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the best at it.
I don't have. Okay. What I don't have is routine. I will say that I don't have routine, but with certain things I am disciplined.
Like you can get up early and be at work on time, you know.
Not always. No.
No.
I'm be honest. No.
Ooh.
Like,
don't hire her. Nah, just kidding.
like-
I struggle with that too.
No, I got to a point where like I started being late to church, and I would just ask for forgiveness every time. But now I'm like, okay, I can't be late. Like I have to be on time, you know. And so I just suck at like routine. I always told myself I'm never gonna be a routine person because routines are boring, this and that. But you don't realize how much you actually need routine as humans to survive.
They're so important, bro. Like, I mean, they say it takes 21 days, right?
Yeah,
I think it takes a little longer.
I agree.
You know, personally speaking for myself, but it pays off so much because, and I was talking about this with Yolo a few weeks ago. How
Our cousin, shout out Yolo.
Yeah, shout out Yolo and Andres
And
Cami. Hey, shout out
her baby.
But we were talking about how much better it feels waking up early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because once you wake up early, you do the things you want to do, and then it feels like it's already like noon or something, and you look and it's barely like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And you're like, dang, I've done already so much, and you still have so much more time to do everything else you need to do, or even stuff you didn't have planned you have time to do now.
Exactly. And I've always been a night owl. Like, I've always been like, oh, I go to sleep. I used to go to sleep 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And, like, I would always tell myself, I'm never going to go to sleep early. Like, I hate that. Now, not that I go to sleep early, because, I mean, I still go to sleep like 11.
I'll be texting her like at 7 p.m. It's midnight and she's barely replying.
Yeah. I suck at replying. But yeah, like now I go to sleep like at 11, 12. But because I still get my 8 hours of sleep. Like
Hey.
my job doesn't require me to be there till like 9, 10. So I still get my good sleep. It's just I can't sleep earlier. Like 9,
And you
10.
see, it's still disciplined because she's getting her 8 hours.
Exactly.
You know, that's what they say to do.
Exactly.
And she's doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
But I suck at waking up early.
Oh, me too.
I suck at it. Like I've tried. There's times when my job requires me to be there like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'll be going to sleep like at 12 and waking up and drinking like a bunch of
How do
coffee.
you do? Oh, okay, coffee.
Yeah,
Damn.
coffee, and then just lately, like now that I'm a little bit older, I do feel my body getting tired more. But back then, dude, I used to go like 1 hour, 2 hours of sleep and all day, 12 hours, like going hard.
Heck no, bro.
But now,
Remember when we used to go fish?
dude,
And we'd go like
yes.
at 4 a.m. Dude, we'll finish like at 10. Bro, I'll get home and just knock out, bro.
It was funny because we would always say like we're not gonna go to sleep. Alex would knock out. I would stay up and
yeah,
not
all-nighters?
sleep all day. Yeah, I would not sleep all day until we came back from fishing. But this dude, I'd be like, Alex, are you up? And he's like,
I remember one time we went fishing and we stayed here and we're like, yo, let's do an all-nighter and we'll head out like at 5 a.m. I tried, bro. It was like 4:30 and I slept for 30 minutes,
yeah.
you know? But it was still fun.
No, and if y'all know Alex, y'all know he's a heavy sleeper. So I'm over here at like 4:35. I'm like, hey, Alex, let's go fishing. And this boy's like, freaking
Not today.
knocked out. Yeah.
No, but let me ask you this. And
Mm-hmm.
from going to sleep like 3, 4 a.m. to now 11, 12, like obviously that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right? What do you think changed? Like what was it something mentally or was it just like, you know what, I can't keep doing this? Or were you like, you know what, I'm going to start sleeping earlier and start getting it together?
Yeah, I think it was a mixture of everything because I started seeing videos of like if you stay up till like 3, 4 a.m. like you're more likely to like get a stroke, die, like stuff like that. And I was like, oh my gosh,
You got
like
scared.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, my brain, like I'm frying it. And then I was like, nah, like I've always done this my whole life. And then I was like, no, but like I need to be better. I noticed like whenever I would sleep late and still like not get my hours in to sleep, I noticed like I was in a bad mood all the time. I was always angry and then I was always like tired and I was like, you know what, like I need to be better, not just for me but for like God, because I would still go to sleep 3, 4 in the morning, wake up at 7 for church and I'd be dead like serving, and it's like that's too tired to receive.
I didn't even think about the like how it can affect your mood.
Yeah,
Because now you say that, like that has happened to me too. Like you don't feel like talking to people. You're like, where's my bed? You know? So it was a little bit of like fear and health, I guess.
It was more like health. It wasn't really fear. Also, I realized like my stomach would feel weird. Like I would want to eat, but then I wasn't hungry. Like I was like, I need to start taking care of myself. I'm getting older. I'm not young anymore. I need to like get my like breakfast in, because I was used to eating breakfast like at 12, around there, because I would wake up and then I'm just like, I'm not hungry, because I would sleep late. Like my stomach would feel weird. I'm like, I'm not hungry. And then I would get breakfast to like 12, 1. And now I'm like, okay, like I need to at least eat something before I go out, or I take my breakfast on the go, because honestly I wake up like right before I have to leave, which is I'm still getting like used to like having a chill, peaceful morning, but it's hard.
And did you do things differently when you woke up back then to now? Like, for me, one thing I struggle with is, like, I'll wake up, right? And don't judge me, or you can judge me, I don't care. But I'll wake up and I'll pray, like, God, like, let me put you at the center of my day today. Like, let me put you first and everything I do, right? and then I finish praying,
Straight to that
I might get my phone. I might get my
Straight to that
phone, you
phone.
know? And then my excuse is, let me check if anybody texted me, called me, whatever. And then I go to Instagram, you know? Like I did that today, right? So that's one thing I struggle with.
Yeah.
But I will say, even if I do that, like I can't leave my house without reading the word. Even if it's just one chapter, that's something I'm like non-negotiable. I can't, right? So do you do that? Like, do you get on your phone or do you?
No,
go
I
to the
definitely
word?
get on my phone.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I realized that, like, before bed, I started drinking a little tea before bed, and I'll get into
Yeah,
my
she's
word.
getting old. Nah.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm enjoying the simple things in life, man. But I started drinking my tea at night and then getting into my word at night. Where in the
Okay.
morning, since, like I said, I wake up, like, ready to go,
Mm.
I, like, usually wake up, I'm like, thank you, God, for another day. I gotta go. Like, and then I'll pray, like, as I'm driving. But
Okay.
like I will admit I'm not good at getting into my word before like my day starts.
Yeah.
I usually get into it after. So maybe that's something I gotta change.
Maybe. You know what I thought about too? How like discipline, like they say like don't be both sides, right?
Mhm.
But if you think about yes and no, you think about it should be one or the other, right?
Yeah.
But to me, discipline takes both. Like it takes you saying no to one thing so you can
Mhm.
say yes to the other.
Exactly.
You know, that's kind of crazy because they always like pick yes or pick no. But and this like for this like you gotta pick kind of both, but you gotta
Mhm.
pick them according to what's gonna benefit you and what's gonna help you be better,
Mhm.
right? So like me, it's saying no to my phone and saying yes to literally what I just prayed, right? Getting in
Mhm.
the word like right after. Obviously, you gotta brush your teeth and stuff, right? Don't be
Yes.
nasty, you know. But yeah, it's kind of funny how it takes my no to one thing so that my yes can actually benefit me
Mhm.
and make me better.
Yeah, no, literally it takes self-control. And
Yeah.
that's one of the fruits of the spirit. It's crazy. It takes self-control. I got used to like just eating whatever I wanted, drinking whatever I wanted for a very long time. And now that I'm older, like I said, I'm not super old obviously, but once you like from going from a teenager that like works out every day cuz I would play soccer twice a day, running, working out, everything, to like being an adult that only just works and still eats the way you did in high school, you gain a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I feel like I gained a lot of weight to where now, like I said, it's more of like a health kick, I guess you could say. Where like now I'm watching what I eat, not like exaggerated. Where I'm like, oh no, I can't eat any like I don't know like gluten or something. You know,
Yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
like that. I am very like okay, like I need to eat a lot of protein in the morning, and then I can eat maybe a little bit of bread or carbs. Cause my biggest thing is bread. I love bread. I realized that this year. Like I love bread. I cannot go a day without eating bread. So
Sheesh.
like my morning will go with protein and then like I choose one carb or something and then dinner like same thing. Or I only eat 2 times a day because I don't get hungry because I eat so well for breakfast.
That makes sense.
So I started drinking more water, more like putting in really like like the effort to take
Yeah.
care of my health.
Routine, like you said
Yeah.
earlier, you know, because you, one thing I've noticed too, like you want to have routine even with your eating
Mhm.
because like this week, there was one day where all I ate for breakfast was an apple, right? And I was out in the sun detailing a car,
Yeah.
and bro, after that, I was like, I need a shower and I just need to lay down, you know? Because when you don't follow that routine, it does have an effect on your body. And I realize with my body, if I don't have the consistent eating, like with the time, it doesn't have to be exactly at a certain time, but the same time frame, like it throws my body off and
Mhm.
stuff, and how I feel, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, self control, having a routine, and just kind of knowing the things you need to get out the way, right?
And I think a big thing too is like my family has a history of like diabetes on my mom and my dad's side. So like I'm scared to get diabetes. And when my mom was pregnant with me, like she could have lost me due to diabetes. Like she had to put insulin and everything. So
Dang.
yeah, so like I have a high risk of like diabetes, and
I was about to say a crazy joke, but never mind.
dark humor. But yeah, like my mom went to a point where she was like injecting insulin while she was pregnant with me, and so I have like a high risk of getting diabetes. So it went to a point where I like
Te
I was
reprendo.
literally, bro, please.
Nah,
So-
you'll be good. You'll be good.
Yeah, no. But like I was saying, it went from a point of like taking care of myself in high school, like running, working out, to not doing that, and like I'm just scared to get diabetes, low key. And I learned too that diabetes, like it is, most sicknesses I will say are spiritual. And if you go into your Bible, you'll see like a lot of things, or God will reveal it to you. But one thing I learned is that diabetes has to do with your emotions. And like I will say that I struggle to show emotions sometimes. Like, for example, like I said a while back when my grandpa passed away, like I held it, like I held my composure, and I never let what I was feeling out for like almost a year. And so that like really affected me into the point where I'm like, okay, like I need to take care of my body, because I started feeling like symptoms of diabetes, and my mom took my blood, and I did have like sugar, and I was like, oh shoot, bro. So now I'm scared to go to the doctor, and also like
but you want to keep eating bread, huh?
literally, no, that's also like what encouraged me to like start a routine. So
Yeah, because it's all like, that just made me think about like your poor, well, I guess you used to have poor sleeping habits and stuff.
yes, that affects it too.
With stress and all that causes inflammation, And from what I've seen and done a bit of research on, like inflammation and like stress is like kind of the number one cause of pretty much any sickness, But no, that's why you got to make a routine. You got to be disciplined. You got to be able to, because your body like knows itself, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to see like what is actually helping you and what is not helping you. And so it's a good thing you made that switch to your sleeping schedule, because I think discipline doesn't equal perfection, and a lot of people think that in order to be disciplined you need to be perfect, and that's not the case, because you're not always gonna wake up at the same time. Exactly. I mean, there's some people that do, and props to them. Shout out to them, because, bro, that's nearly too impossible to me, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's where people fail, where they want to like put perfection and discipline together, and then one thing with me is like I can be consistent for like a week, but the one day that I'm not, like, I just let it affect me. When I have to be like, you know what, whatever, I failed that day, but tomorrow we're going to get back on it. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
No, yeah. And it's hard because, like, bro, creating a routine, like I said, I would literally never do that. And now that I've started to, like, slowly implement new things, I feel even, like, happier, because I felt like I was just, like, depressed, and, like, it gets to a point where like you want to stay there, and like I was finally like, no, like I need to let this go, like I need to like actually do something like about it. And so I started like sleeping better, and that really affected my mood to where like I feel like a little more joyful, I guess.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of like, I like to think about it how people say, oh, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, right?
Shout out Drake.
Yeah, whatever. Nah, just kidding.
They not like us.
He's not like, no, I'm just kidding. No, but I like to think about not the opposite, but both. Why can't I have both, right? Like, I'm trying to be here for a long time and have a good time, So like you got to start taking care of yourself, whether it's sleeping better, eating better, I don't know, exercising 3 to 5 times a week, whatever that looks like. As long as you're, like they say, as long as you're 1% better than the day before, and you're already winning, because it leaves little to no room for failure, or, I don't know, procrastination.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what you want to live life like. Like, just being better every single day.
Exactly. And I think one of the scriptures that really helped too was the one that you were talking about in
Yeah.
Proverbs. It's about how like the ants they work, but like they don't have like a master. Oh,
Proverbs 6
mm-hmm.
6 right here. It says, take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. I'm just kidding. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. That's Proverbs 6 through 11. Man,
Dude.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, like that's good. That one, like a long time ago, God revealed that one to me, and like no, it's because I just have to put in the work. But then it's like there's also another verse. I just don't know where it's at. I that's one thing I want to work this year is like
Yeah,
knowing where
scripture.
my verses are at.
Yeah.
And like there's one where it's like if you don't practice what you preach or what you learn, like what's the point of even hearing it? You know?
Yeah.
And so
true.
God revealed that one to me like maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, man, I just gotta put in the work. I just gotta do it, and I never did it. And so that took me until this year to finally be like, okay, I gotta put in the work, even in the small things.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how just the small things like create a big difference.
Yeah, and also, like one thing I just popped when you said like small things. It's not small. It's huge, right? But tithing makes a huge impact in your life. I don't know why that just popped in my head,
Mm-hmm.
but tithing is huge, bro. And sometimes we fail to realize that God does provide everything, right? And people tend to say, bro, it's just 10%. Like it's not even a lot when you think about like the bigger picture, right? And it's just 10%. And people like still don't do that. And another thing that stood out to me was because I guess for speaking from my own experience, how it says like how poverty will strike you. And that's something I realized last year. Like I was asking for more like financial wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't putting in the work or I wasn't doing my part to get to that financial wisdom or to grow my finances,
Yeah.
and it was on me because I didn't have any discipline. I was letting fear like take over me and just being in my comfort zone, still praying, but staying in the same place, I wasn't praying. I was just praying, but I was staying here, instead of praying and working and creating those routines, getting rid of like habits that aren't helping me and just working hard, like a lesson from the ants, like prepare, yeah, pretty much prepare for what you're praying for, and it will come.
And I like how it says that the ants don't have a master, which means like don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. Just do it.
Yeah.
Put the initiative, put the work in, and like you're gonna see results.
Yeah, absolutely. And it might feel like forever, but once it comes, like you'll even forget that it took that long.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel like it took days, and it does pay off, man. Like, and that is a good thing. Like, be initiative, and most importantly, be intentional about it. And don't just do it out of, oh man, I'm gonna get a blessing out of this. Like, do it because it's gonna help you improve, and it's gonna make you better. And it doesn't just make life better, but it makes like your mental better, your spiritual life better, your emotion, like your circle just becomes better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I strive for, like to have people that are better than me. Anytime I run into someone or I meet someone that's doing better, bro, I just ask and I ask and I ask because I want to get to their level one day or even pass them up one day. And it just takes that, like actually trying and actually working.
Yeah. And like take the lesson from the ants. What, like when you look at ants and you see what they do, they don't work alone. they work together in group. They help each other carry whatever food or whatever they have to build their shelter or whatever. Like, you're not gonna go alone. And I feel like in America especially, we're taught like, oh, once you're 18, you're out of your house and you go do whatever you got to do to be independent. But like, it really goes against the biblical principles of like being alone. Like, you're not supposed to do everything by yourself, you know, like still put boundaries, still like, you know, don't have people do everything for you, but ask for help and seek help and learn from people. Be willing to learn and put your pride down. And like he said, like, once I see someone that's doing better, I like to ask questions and see like how they got there. And if you're in the position to teach people, be willing, because that's how leaders are made. Leaders are meant to not do everything, but to show people how to do things so that they can also grow on their own.
Absolutely. And like she said, like, be a leader once you get to that point, you know, because I know I find a lot of like gratitude in being led by those who know more than me, those who are better than me, and aren't scared or aren't like too cool to like feed you game, right? So once you're in that position, don't be too cool either to help others, and don't let money be the reason why you want to be better. Like, oh, like, I want to get to this amount in my bank account, or I want to have this house, this car. Like, don't, that's something I've learned. Like, to not let what the bank account says be the reason why I'm trying so hard to be better. Like, make sure you find your why, you know, and depending on what your why is, on what your why is, that's how hard you should be working, because I mean, if you don't have a why, then you're just kind of just going.
Exactly. Check your idols. Check your idols. Who do you have before God? And what is the reasoning? Like, also check why you have that. Maybe some family, like, issues or something. Like, why are you putting that thing before God?
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, God gives us, like, talents and gifts, but you got to tap into them and work on them in order to fully like live out to the potential, right? You can't, like, something that came to my mind is like Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
CR7.
Bro, nobody can tell me that he's like, he's gifted and talented, but if those of you who know soccer know how hard this dude works, right, and know like remember the interview where they had Coke there?
Oh yeah.
And he like was like, no Coke, water. Like, bro, who does that, right?
I know.
It's just somebody who's like extremely disciplined and has self-control too. Cause like, I'll say this and I'll be honest. Last year, I told myself like, all right, this year I'm not gonna drink any soda. But that apple crisp Olipop, bro, man,
not the Olipop, Alex.
dude,
not
I'm
the
sorry, bro.
Olipop.
Abby put me on, and I'm just like, every time like I see them at HEB, I was like, I gotta take one, you know. So I failed, you know. But it's not about how you start; it's how you finish, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, a lot of times your gifts and talents alone aren't gonna get you to where you want to go. It's the discipline, it's the self-control, and like we said last episode, like the willingness from you to put in the work.
Yeah.
That's gonna get you there, because God's are like, he's just waiting for you there. Now you just got to put in the work to get there and meet him at that place.
Exactly. And I will say I struggle with drinking soda too, but because to me I'm like, how am I gonna eat tacos with water, bro?
Yeah,
like,
that's a good excuse.
That's
though.
disgusting. To me, I'm like, ugh. Unless it's like agua fresca, then yeah. But to me, I'm like, bro. But I struggle with carbonation, so every once in a while I will have like a Topo Chico or like, you know, like
that's not too bad.
Mineral water. Yeah.
That's not bad because there's like no sugar and stuff.
Yeah, but it has a lot of sugar. I mean, it has a lot of salt, bro. That's where I struggle.
Salt, sugar.
Yeah. No, but that's where I struggle, I will say. And like, I feel like it's okay to like know your struggles, but don't let them like consume you. Like for example, how you said CR7, or Cristiano Ronaldo, if he would listen to all the bad critics he would get and like like every negative comment, he probably wouldn't be the best soccer player in the world. He probably would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah, we said it. We said it. The best.
Sorry, guys. Sorry,
I'm not
Messi.
sorry. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either, bro. But like, he wouldn't be one of the greatest
Yeah.
soccer players in the world if he didn't have like that self-control and believe in himself. Like, you really have to believe in yourself and like have the confidence in yourself to really understand and know that you can grow and be a better person. Because sometimes we have the tools to be a better person. There's YouTube, there's Google, there's motivational speakers, there's podcasts, there's everything. But if you don't believe in yourself, then you're never gonna do it.
Yeah, and you gotta like what you do too. Like, don't just pick something just to pick it, And again, like, one thing that just came to my mind, I guess, because we're talking about soccer, and she's gonna agree. I'm looking forward to what you're gonna say, but like Carlos Vela, right? Those of you who know him, you know where I'm going with this. This dude is so gifted and talented in soccer, right? But he lacked passion for it. Like, just imagine how much better he would have been if he actually had passion. And I don't want to say discipline because, I mean, he's a professional soccer player. But I'll say a little bit of discipline, right? If he had that, how much greater and how much further he would have gone with his career.
I agree completely. Like, he only became a soccer player because he needed the money. He didn't do it because he wanted
I didn't even know
to.
that.
Yeah. Him and like a bunch of other people too, that they did it not because they like soccer, but because they wanted the money. Yeah, they needed the money to help like their parents get out of the ghetto or the slums, wherever. Yeah. And so it's just crazy how like if you put your mind into something that you like you will achieve it.
Yeah, and you like don't just put your mind to it. Put the work behind it, with your feet behind it, your hands behind it, and bro, you'll get further than you could even think of.
Exactly.
And what might seem like it's gonna take years, God can do it in a span of a couple months. Because again, like, how do I want to word this? Like, once you put in the work and you say, okay, God, I'm gonna give this to you, and you actually work. Like, God starts going to work too with, all right, I'm going to close this door that you open, but I'm going to open this one, right? I'm going to remove these people from your life, but I'm putting these people in your life. And just like that, God can put you in a place where you didn't even think you could get to,
Exactly.
Like, I saw, there's a realtor I follow. His name's Elio. Dude is 23, bro, and he's the number one in Houston. Damn. Yeah, no, that dude's like, man, I take my hat off for him, right? Yeah. He, and I think it was last year, right? He bought a place for his his team office, and he said I remember seeing on his story where he was like, I didn't plan on buying this until another year, but because he's so disciplined and he has a very good work ethic. Yeah, like he bought it last year, and it's a huge place, bro, and. That just motivates you when you see other people so disciplined and willing to put in the work. It just makes you want to go hard as well.
Yeah. And being disciplined too, like I like how you said earlier, like it's saying no. Sometimes it's saying no to like your favorite things. Like, yeah. Like maybe this guy wants to spend time with his family, or I don't know, like do something else, like go out, go travel, but he has to say no in this moment so that he can achieve.
You know what? They actually asked him that one time, I think, like, how do you balance out work and life? And I think I don't remember the exact answer, but I remember it was just like, there's no balance. Like, I'll live life later. He's just building everything right now. And dude's 23 and he's already done so much. Like, I'll show you later. If you know him and you follow him, then you've seen everything. But that answer, like, because he's 23, bro. Like, there's not many 23-year-olds that think that way. Yeah. Right? So that's crazy.
No, for sure. That is crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess to wrap it up, this episode was about discipline and how to, I guess, get there. Even though may not be the most disciplined people, in the whole world.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're trying. We're doing the little steps so that it can get like better.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Start planning your weeks out on Sundays, bro. It makes a huge difference. Trust me. Like, even you might feel like a robot checking things off, but it feels really, really good checking those things off and knowing I was able to do the things that I said I was going to do.
I would say that is good because on my phone, I literally just added, like, on my home thing, like, the reminders. And every day, like, I'll do something, or, like, I'll tell myself I'm going to do something, and I'll type it in there. And then once I, like, click it off, I'm like, okay, like, I had a good day.
Yeah,
or like
like
in the mornings I will say that's something that I like to do. I did it for a week, and every morning I would type in like what I wanted to do today, like read my Bible, or like go to like groceries, or like things that I needed to do. And like I would do that every morning, and I would check it off, and if I didn't check it off that day, I would do it the next day. Like I wouldn't make it a big deal, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's definitely huge. And calendars, bro. I used to think it was so corny putting things on your calendars, but bro, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because then you don't forget things.
Yeah.
Or you might forget them, but it's there to remind you.
Yeah, I used to roast my brother Jonathan for that, but now I be doing that. So I'm sorry,
too.
Jonathan.
Abby will be like, "Remind me to do this." I'm like, "Bro, just remember,"
Yes.
you know, because I have pretty good memories. So,
Me too.
But then sometimes you do forget.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's
and
the
once you
age.
start doing that, yeah, it's torruco, bro.
Torruco.
But
Chavorruco.
yeah, do that. And if you feel like you're lacking in discipline and you don't know like where to start, what to do, like find somebody that you know is disciplined
Yeah.
and is like living out that life. And man, just hang out with them and ask some questions and find accountability. Like find an what do they call it? Accountability partner. It makes a big difference as well, man. Trust.
I agree. But I think that's going to be it for today's episode.
Yeah.
So be sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification as well so that you get notified every time we post.
And share. If you know someone that ain't disciplined, share, you know?
Exactly. And again, if you guys have any comments or topics y'all would like for us to talk about, feel free to reach out to us. To Alex, to me, or to the Eternal Fruit page. Whatever you guys want. So we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.